Well, it's the beginning of August, and if you're anything like me, you've already got some exciting goals in your mind for this coming hunting season. Whether you're chasing deer, ducks, dove, squirrels, whatever it be, you've got some ideas of maybe what your new plans are or your regular plans are that you always do every hunting season, but you got something in mind. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 goals that I have for this coming hunting season and what I'm hoping I have in store to have happen. Because every year I like to set some challenges of some kind to myself, whether it's trying a new style or trying a new management area, whatever the case may be. It's always just a good thing to do to keep your wits up and keep your outdoorsmanship, so to speak, on the high end that you can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So goal number 1 is to kill some more deer with my bow. Because quite frankly, over the last, I don't even know how many years it's been now, several years, I just haven't had opportunity to kill a deer with my bow. I've gone out plenty of times, but just never lined up to where I had anything come out in range. But this year, I've got some more hunts planned out to actually do more bow hunting in itself. But just spending more time with bow in hand is one of my main goals this season, because I love bow hunting. I really do. And even though I'm not going to pass up an opportunity and take my rifle out or a muzzleloader, I do really want to try to focus more on filling some more tags this season with my bow, because for those that have hunted with archery equipment, you know that bow hunting in itself, in general, is a whole different feel, but especially when it all actually comes together and you have that animal, whatever it may be, a pig, a turkey, deer, whatever you have coming range, it's a whole different kind of a rush and accomplishment of feeling. And there's just a different attachment to it when you compare taking an animal with your bow versus your rifle or your muzzleloader. No matter what you take them with, it's an accomplishment. But when you can set yourself up and be successful having that animal, your targeted animal, come in range, and all those hours and hundreds of thousands of shots just about that you've taken of practicing, and it all come together, there's nothing like it. And quite frankly, a lot of times when you're bow hunting, you're generally dealing with a lot less people on the land as well, which is another thing I wanted to try to get with this coming season, was just kind of separate myself from those more crowded hunts. I still plan on going some of those more crowded hunts in the crowded areas because they can be good, but definitely want to try to separate and get a little more calmness in the feel this coming season, and try to get some more deer on the ground with the bow. So that's really my number 1 goal, is to get more deer killed with my bow this season. And secondly, for goal number 2, I'd like to add some variety to my season. Like, for example, last year I was really hard pressed on just deer hunting, and just deer hunting. But this year, I want to change that up a little bit. Of course, I'm going to deer hunt more than anything and hunt a lot and hopefully fill a bunch of deer tags. But I want to mix in some other critters. I want to go on some dove hunts, some ducks, some squirrels, stuff that I used to do a lot of, just a couple of years ago. I used to do a lot of duck hunting, used to hunt doves a lot, hunt squirrels. Y'all know I love hunting crows. We're going to, of course, keep doing that. But even before I was filming a lot of it, I was doing a lot of duck hunting, a lot of dove hunting, and a whole lot of squirrel hunting, which I do have footage of all of those. I don't think I have any dove hunting footage on my channel, but I do have ducks, I've got squirrels, and I used to do a lot of that. And I no particular reason, I just kind of drifted out of it a little bit and started focusing more on crow hunting for my bird hunting. And of course, y'all have seen I still do pretty decent of squirrel hunting through the season. But like last year, I think I only squirrel hunted 2 times, I believe. And one of them was, I think, in January for our southeast snow day that we had. I didn't film it, but I did go squirrel hunting. I managed to take 2 squirrels that day. But yeah, it wasn't a good hunt. Did a lot of walking and not many squirrels that I didn't know was going to shut them down like it did. But it was still a fun experience. But I definitely want to add that variety this year. It's easy to get locked into just hunting one critter, and if that's what does it for you, that's fine. But I like having a variety in my freezer because, as I've told y'all time and time again, wild game, especially venison, is a key red meat that is in my freezers. Don't buy beef other than when I go out to a restaurant or something like that. Other than that, here at the house, if you looked in any of my freezers, it's all deer meat. That's what my red meat is. Of course, we're going to mix in some beef tallow with that and some things of that nature, just to keep our fat content, of course, that we can. And of course, we got bear meat in there. But y'all get what I'm saying. Venison is my primary, so it's easy to get locked into that. And there's a lot of fun and good eating in chasing small game and other upland species, as most people know that. But this year, that is one of my goals that I definitely want to try to pursue a little more diligently this year. And quite frankly, when you're adding in other critters as well, it just helps to keep you very well-rounded as an outdoorsman and being able to track and find multiple game species, which never a bad thing to have. And for my third goal is going to be hunting some new management areas. It's easy to get one particular area or two or three, whatever, number you've got, handful of management areas that is your favorite to go to, and you just stick with those every season, which there's nothing wrong with that. I do that myself. But about every year, every other year, I like trying new places. Just at least just one hunt trying somewhere else for just a few days. It just keeps you well-rounded in the realm of, you're going to a brand new place you've never been to before. Try to figure it out within those few days time frame. And even if you don't take an animal, you're still going to learn. And it's going to help you in any future adventures that you might go on in future places that have the same type of terrain and whatnot. It just in itself is going to help amplify the knowledge that you obtain just by trying new places and new terrains. But it's just something to me about stepping onto that new land that you've never been to before. You've done all this research online, looking up all these things, and at least that's what I do. I don't just pick a random place. I kind of just look and compare data points and locations in the state, etc. There's a lot that goes into it. Trust me, y'all, what y'all see me do is not just I say, oh, look at this place, I'm going to go there and just make it happen. No, there's a lot of hours and time looking at this screen to be able to say, okay, that's the one I'm going to go to, and this is why, for this reason, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then, of course, when we get there and have eyes on the ground, that's really what sets it up to be able to make the most out of it. And when you've had the experiences like what you as an experienced hunter has had, it makes it, I don't want to say easier, because it's not anything really easy, so to speak, about trekking down a new area and, filling a tag within just a couple days or so. But when you have experience and you are trained eyes, so to speak, of what to look for, it just makes everything pop a little bit better. And when you can go to those new places, find the sign, find the trails, find the everything, especially in a hard hunted area, it's a whole new feel when it all comes together. But like I said, it makes you smarter, and it gives you a lot more data to obtain for life in general and new areas to try. And quite frankly, even if you don't take an animal at these new places, because some people are just bound and determined they got to fill a tag every single time they go out, it's still going to make you a better hunter and just a better person in life in general, because I believe every time you walk in the woods, you're learning something. But it's going to make you a better outdoorsman just all around, trying new places and seeing new signs and, just figuring it all out. Makes you all around a better outdoorsman. Goal number 4 is going to be a little harder probably for me to obtain, just based on when the timing of it happens. And that is, I want to hunt in the snow. Like, whether it's deer hunting in the snow or chasing some squirrels in the snow, I really don't care. But I want to go see some real, legit, packed snow. What we got here in Florida where I'm at, in my portion of Florida where I'm at, this past January, it was not of any magnitude like what some people saw. Wasn't enough for me to, I call it a snow day, but I mean, we're in Florida, so anything we get's a snow day, but it wasn't. It was like maybe a quarter inch of layer everywhere's around, but it was still fun. But I want to have legit covered up, snow in the trees, just white everywhere's. Whether I'm chasing deer, chasing squirrels, it doesn't matter. But that is a goal that I want to do this year, because I've always wanted to do it, but I just never take any trips to go see it. And more than likely, I'll probably just be going up to the mountains up in Georgia and try to get on something there, because it's pretty much about, unless we get one of those freak storms again that come down here, that's pretty much going to be my best bet to have some consistency, and actually layered snow is going to be in those Georgia mountains. So that's the plan, is to head up there, sometime maybe in January. If it's still deer season, that'll be cool. Be able to walk around and try to, you know, get on some deer. I still have a buck tag left because you pretty much can't kill does anywhere on public land up there. But yeah, we're gonna just see what happens. I'm gonna try to get on something, and whether it's chasing deer, chasing squirrels, it doesn't matter. But we're gonna be chasing something, and it's just gonna be a winter wonderland. That's what I'm praying for, and that's what we're gonna be planning for. And I think it'd just be really cool to be in an area that's packed down with snow that much to where I can actually follow tracks of something. I think that would just be absolutely phenomenal and awesome to see. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to try to do. Going to be hunting in some snow this year. And finally, for goal number 5, it's real simple. Just going to enjoy life, because as I've made mention multiple times before on other videos, hunting is not just about the kill. I mean, obviously that's part, one of the big parts of it, but it's not just about the kill. It's about, the experiences you're gaining out there, the knowledge, the time and creation, those, but cold mornings that you're getting up out of your tent or getting out of your camper. Of course, if you're in your camper with me, it's going to be nice and warm in there because I'm going to have that heater rolling. But when you're waking up in your tent and there's ice sitting on the outside of your tent or in the inside because of the condensation you're breathing, that's those moments, getting by the fire, sitting around just chilling out, watching the woods wake up in the morning, and of course, that rush of hearing those squirrels fighting each other, 30 yards from you stand, and you think it's a 180-inch buck walking to you. But all the good times that roll with hunting season, no bugs for the most part whenever we finally get cold. Just soak it all in and enjoy it even more, because I know everybody's got, crap going on, and these last 8 months of life have been very character building, so to speak, on mine and my family's end. But the good Lord's been with us, and we're going through each and every day. So yeah, that's what the goal is. Enjoy life to the fullest point that we can, because it's going to come to an end here on earth. And I'm surely looking forward to when I close my eyes in this body and open them up in that 0.1 second after I close them for the last time here. But with that, actually I'm going to give you one more, because I just thought about this, and this is something that I kind of came up with last season, and I liked it a lot. So we're going to do it again this season, and that is I'm going to try to kill some more does. And you say, all right, well, why are you saying that? Well, quite frankly, because, I'm making this video, so I'm kind of just throwing it out there because it just popped in my head. But last year, I had my best season yet. I killed 10 deer altogether between Florida and Georgia hunting. Primarily all of them were in Georgia because I just spent more time there. I missed one in Florida, so could have been 11. But I killed 6 does, 4 bucks. I think that's what it was. I think it was 6 does, pretty sure. But anyhow, killed 6 does, 4 bucks, missed another buck. And with all those deer, I have about 2 handfuls of packets of meat left, because I eat a lot of deer meat, and that is about 98% all me eating that. There's been a few packages that I've gave out to some close friends, and my parents have eaten some, but legitimately about 98% has all been me. And quite frankly, I just love hunting deer. Used to, years ago, I say years ago, quite frankly, about 2 years ago and back, I really didn't care much to shoot does, because my frame of mind at that time was I want to just hunt, just bucks in general, and certain hunts would try to kill the biggest bucks, just how a lot of folks are. I mean, which there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, but I've just gotten to the point where I'm just really enjoying hunting deer and killing deer. Now, there's some hunts like that I have planned this season, like how last season was, but like I got planned this season, where I'm going to be bound and determined, especially some quotas if I get drawn for them. Now, I'm going to be bound and determined. I'm just going to be chasing whatever I consider to be a dang good buck, and not planning to shoot no does. Ain't going to be no, nice bucks. It's going to be, I'm going to be bound and determined. Like, I'll know, okay, we got a shot at killing a stud, an old stud here. But for the most part, we're going to be whacking some does and stacking some venison in the freezer. Because, as I've said many times before, I've already said it, I'm going to say it again. If you're anything like me, you love the good Lord's meat that he's put on this green earth for us in the wild, venison being a top contender. And when you eat as much venison as I do, you need to stack some tags. And if you're going to stack some tags and fill them up, dang good idea to fill them on some does for the most part. Varying on areas, but most of the time, a lot of places, majority of places, I would argue, have more does that need to be harvested than bucks. But that's my 2 cents on that and my little quick little nugget I'm throwing out there for that. But that's a wrap, and that's it. That's my 2025 goals. Kill some more deer with my bow, add a variety this season, chase some snow, hunt some new management areas, and enjoy life to the fullest along the way. And I'm going to take y'all along with me as much as I can. So if you've got any of your own goals this season, let me know in the comments section. I would really love to see what everybody's personal goals are, and if it's anything like mine, you know, say it's something of what I've named off here that maybe is in your mind as well. But I'd love to hear them, and I hope and pray that everybody watching this has a year full of good memories, some tags being filled, and freezers of venison getting filled up with venison. So I guess they ain't full of venison yet, but freezers that will be full of venison by the end of hunting season and whatever else y'all are going after. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you would, give the video a like. Helps it out a lot and recommends it to other viewers as well. I'll see y'all in the next one, which I'm sure will be real soon.